All right, fam, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Today, after a long wait, we're gonna be working on the Buick Skylark. This is a 64 Buick Skylark. If you're new to the channel, this is a LS swap Skylark that we're doing here. It's gonna be a twin turbo build. We already got the LS in. Right now we got a 4L60E in there for transmission, but I have a built monster transmission in storage, which is a 4L80E that's gonna go in soon. And we also have a built custom Curry 9-inch for the rear, all future videos. So tap into the channel if you're interested in that sort of stuff. But today, what we're gonna do on this dusty old Skylark is swap out the wheels and tires. Now, some of you guys might be into this retro look, but it's just not the look for me. So we have a bunch of wheels and tires around here, and one set that I was considering putting on is the old 20-inch dub niche right here that are from the 33 Rusty pickup. So these are just sitting around. I got the rears here, the fronts are over here. So the rears will be a 275/35 ZR20 for the rear. So hopefully they'll fit in the stock suspension setup that we have on the Skylark right now. It sits a little low in the rear. It's a little sagging, so I don't know if we're gonna clear, but we'll give it a shot. Again, we got a Curry 9-inch custom going back there shortly, but for now I wanna see if I could just get it to fit in stock form. In the front, we're gonna also put on wheel wheel disc brakes, probably some tubular control arms, so that's on all the change. But for now, again, we're just gonna put it in stock form just to see what it looks like. Again, it's gonna also be dropped about 2 inches too, because I have 2-inch drop spindles also going in this, and probably put some kind of QA1 or some kind of suspension like that in the front end. I don't know, Ride Tech, who knows? But we're gonna probably do some upgrades there in the front end. For now, we're just gonna put the wheels and tires on, see what it looks like. If we have enough daylight, we're gonna go ahead and wash it up and just see how it looks with some new wheels and tires on it, new use. So let's get through this intro, and now go ahead and jack this thing up and get the wheels and tires off. But real quick, we do have a lug nut here. That's the only caveat that we don't have a wheel lock key for. It shouldn't be a problem, but I'm gonna have to weld a hex on here. So let me break out the welder, and then right after this intro, we'll go ahead and get that wheel lock off and hopefully get these wheels and tires off. All right, fam, as you can see, I went ahead and took the wheel off, got that lug nut removed. Don't mind the drum brakes, because those will be replaced here shortly with some Wilwood 4-piston, maybe 6-piston fronts. And then I got a drop spindle coming for this as well. And then the control arms will probably upgrade. But needless to say, we just want to put the wheels on, see what it looks like. I went ahead and checked our bulk bin, and we don't have any lug nuts to fit these wheels and lugs. So I'm gonna go ahead and run to the parts store and grab those real quick before they close. Now I might get back and it'll be a little late, but I'll set up some lights. But for now, let me jump to the auto parts store and get these lug nuts so I could put the new wheel on. Maybe I'll fit it up real quick just so we see what it looks like, but I gotta run and get some lug nuts. All right, fam, sorry about the sun glare, but that's what it looks like right there. You could check that out. Now they're sunken in quite a bit here at the fender. Keep in mind it will come out a bit when it gets loaded after we put it back on the ground, but it's not gonna come out that far. we are gonna have to do some wheel spacers or something. But again, this is not our final configuration for the front suspension or brakes, so offsets may change anyways. For now, it'll work just fine. It looks better than the old wheels, I think. So you can tell me what you think in the comments. But for now, I gotta run to the auto parts store because I don't have any lug nuts that are gonna fit. So let me jump to that, and then we'll put the other side on and then start working on the rears to see how they fit, because the rears are the ones that really have me concerned with fitment. Hopefully they'll fit back there. So let me jump to the auto parts store and I'll get right back with you. All right, fam, so we're fresh back from the auto parts store. Went to AutoZone. They're the only place that had the 7/16 lug nuts that we needed. They're silver, they're not the black that I wanted, they're not locking lug nuts. So I just went ahead and got 8 only, so that'll give me 2 per wheel, enough to put it back on the ground. And then I'll order the right lug nuts from Amazon in a black and locking style. So I'll get those ordered up along with wheel spacers for the front. I don't like the offset, so I'll get those ordered up and space out the front. For now, let me go ahead and slap 2 on each side on the front, lower it on the ground, so that way we can get working on the rear before we lose all our sunlight. So let me jump to that real quick, put you guys back on the tripod and slam these front tires on. All right, so let's go ahead and put these lug nuts on. In the back, I love the way it's tucked. That's gonna be a real dope stance. However, we are having all kinds of clearance issues. For one, you can see there's no stud coming out enough to even grab onto. So yeah, we can't even put our lug nuts on back here. We have a little room here to push it out, which I'm going to need every little bit of that room possible, because if I take you under here, we are pretty much hitting right here on the body, and as you can see up there on the frame is hitting the tire. So we're going to have to space it out. Let's see if I can get you another view. Here you go. You can see it really good here. It's hitting the frame right there. So we're gonna have to space it out. The spacers will hopefully come with longer studs so we can actually grab onto them. And then we want to leave just enough clearance here in the wheel well to not rub on the outside. So I'm going to have to measure it and get some wheel spacers With that being said, we can't put the wheel lugs on. There's just not enough exposed threads in order to put the lug nuts on. So I'm going to get a wheel spacer for the back, one measured up for the front as well, and black wheel lock keys for all 4 wheels. Hopefully the spacers will bring it up enough that it's not hitting the frame or the body, and hopefully can rock these wheels. We'll find out. Let me get those ordered up, but let's take one last look. It looks sick tucked in like that in the wheel well. I do like the fitment for the most part, although we are going to space it out. Last look at it, I think it looks pretty chunky with these colors in the brown body. Of course, we're going to be changing the paint, so it's not going to stay this color, but for now I think it looks pretty good. I cannot wait to get the spacers on, bring these front wheels out, bring the rear wheels out just a bit to get clearance. All right, fam, Amazon delivered half of our order, so we just have a few items here to go over. I have the rear spacers. I got them in 1.25 inches. Hopefully that's going to be enough to push that rear tire and wheel out enough that we don't have a clearance issue at the frame and inner wheel well. We did not get the 2-inch spacers for the front. Unfortunately, something happened in the delivery and they're not going to make it. I'm going to have to reorder them. They're not going to be here today, so more than likely aren't going to make this video, but we were fortunate enough that the 1.25 inch spacers only came in a 4-pack, so I do have 2 extra ones in here I could throw up front to hopefully push the wheel out just enough that it looks a little bit better. With keeping in mind that I'm going to do 2 inches as soon as I reorder the spacers. We also got the lug nuts to attach our wheel spacers to our OEM hubs, so we'll go ahead and do that as well. But we are missing one crucial part of the order, which is our locking black lug nuts. So those should be here today. Hopefully they make the video. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and just unbox these wheel adapters, spacers, and then take a look at them. And we'll throw this all together and see what it looks like so far. All right, fam, let's take a look in the box. We got the wheel spacer here. It looks to be packaged really well. There's some foam in the center. Decent little box. It does come with some red Loctite here. And then there's 2 in this box, as well as 2 more over here. So it is a set of 4. Just note that they do come with the lug nuts. I did not know that, so I ordered them separately. I'll probably end up returning those, but we'll see. For now, let's go ahead and slap these on. I'm going to get over to the Skylark and pull that wheel off, put this on the front and rear, and then slap it all back together, and we'll see how it looks. All right, fam, as you can see, we got the wheels on. They seem to fit well. I don't have any good shocks in here, so I could bounce it up and down really good here. And it doesn't seem like it's really hitting anywhere. So I'm gonna say that's a good fit. Let me get you guys in a little closer here. All right, let me get you guys off the tripod so you can take a look at this fitment. It is super tight. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, no rubbing though. So that 1 1/4 inch spacer was the one right there. That one's working out real good in the rear. I like it. And that looks chunky with the big barrel wheel. Yeah, that fitment's perfect. Let's take a look at this side. Hopefully you can see it there. It's just barely clearing, but it's not rubbing. Let me see if I can pull down on it. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see that, but there's plenty enough room for it to cycle through the suspension. So man, that fitment's perfect. I like it. That looks chunky. So let's throw the spacers in the front, get those wheels pushed out a little bit more up front, and hopefully that'll clean up the front end look of this. Although, again, we're gonna be putting 2 inch spacers on here because I already measured it out and I know I want 2. So, especially since I measured the rear and it was perfect, I know 2 is gonna be perfect for the front. So yeah, super excited. Got to reorder those 2 inch spacers. For now, we're gonna put on the 1 1/4 inch. All right, fam, as you can see from the video, we finally got the wheels and tires on the Skylark. It looks so sick. The rear fitment is perfect. I can't ask for any better. I love the way it's tucked in the wheel well. That's just a perfect fit for me. Got the 20s in the rear, 19s up front. Now we're still waiting on those 2 inch spacers, but the 1 1/4 inch does make it a lot better. You could tell me in the comments below what you think, but I still think I need to go all the way to a full 2 inches here to get it closer to the edge of this fender. And then obviously, like I said before, we're gonna put a 2 inch drop spindle. So it's gonna drop down about 2 inches here just to cover the top of that tire. So I think we're still gonna order up those 2 inch spacers. 1 1/4 looks good for now. Let's take a look at the other side real quick. Yeah, it looks a lot better, a lot better. These wheels and tires, I'm gonna just leave them on here for now until we do our paint and body, and then maybe we'll change it up. But for now, I don't think it gets any better than this. Again, 2-inch drop in the front coming with the drop spindles and the wheel brake kit. So all that's going to be changed out, and we're still waiting on those lug nuts. But for now, let me go ahead and I'm going to give it a quick rinse with some soap and water so we could get a good look at it when it's not so dusty. And I'll probably move it in the garage so we can see it under light, because we are losing daylight. All right, fam, so that's gonna be it for this video. Just wanted to drop a short video for you guys to keep the content coming. And then we haven't done a lot of work on the Skylark, or any work for that matter, for a long time. So I wanted to just kind of get this thing kicked back off. And I thought no better than to just use the tires and wheels we had sitting in the corner and throw them on this thing to give it a fresh look and give us some more inspiration to actually work on it again. Hopefully you guys like the way it looks. I think it looks pretty dope, especially that rear fitment. I can't talk about it enough. That 1.25" spacer is hitting hard on this. Looks so sick. Yeah, this is gonna be a sick whip. But we're gonna end this video real quick here. Just wanna show you a couple things. I got the BMW M3 seats here too. We just picked those up, and we're going to have the 3-point harness. It's engineered by BMW, so you know it's safe. And because it's mounted to the backrest, I don't have to worry about a column here. I don't want to have to put like a B-pillar in to mount a safety harness on here. But I do want a 3-point harness. Want to feel safe when I'm driving this and have the family in it. And not only that, but we're going to retain all the factory features on this BMW seat with the memory. So we got 3 memory positions. A gang of different adjustments here for the backrest, the seat bottom, and of course your lumbar support, completely adjustable on bottom and top. And then we have adjustments here for the back. If you're a rear passenger, want to give yourself a little more leg room, you could go ahead and move the seat forward and backwards from here. And then obviously we have a release here, so you could tilt it forward to get into the back of the Skylark. And BMW M3 seat, that's going to be going in a future video. We have also the 480E, my monster. That transmission's fully built for 1,000 horse. That's going to be going in here. And then we also have a fully built Curry 9-inch rear end that's going to be going in it. That's good to like 2,000 horse. All the bells and whistles on that. We have that already. I just need to carve out some time to put it in. But we got the twin turbos we need to put on this. We got the air motor fuel system already installed. So this thing is moving right along. But enough of this video. I'm going to end it right now. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you watched all the way to the end. I do truly appreciate it. And if you like what you saw today, go ahead and smash that like button. And as always, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been watching for a while and you've just been sitting on the fence on subscribing, go ahead and tap into the channel. Hit that post notification bell. Be notified of my next episode, because I do drop bangers weekly. And until next time, stay good, family. Peace.